Hey guys, how's it going? Isaac from Team Doglong here again today. Today I'm going to be going over the Maximum Crisis set overview and the new structure decks that came out today, and how they should impact the format as a whole. Before I guess Link comes out. Link will be a big subject. I'll probably do a video on that when we go to the duelist out in OCG, and we'll probably do a small format I guess overview as well when that comes out, and just discuss how the format's coming along and what sort of decks are the best decks. How people enjoy links and stuff, because I believe some of our team members are testing link and such. So we're gonna get into the set. Okay, we'll do Maximum Crisis first, and then we'll do the new structure deck cards that came out next. So for the big cards in the Maximum Crisis, we have the two Predator Plant cards. These cards are really insane. We did do a short video showcasing the power of these cards with Zodiac. How you can like often hand loop your opponent for 5 or even 4 cards very consistently. So this is the better one. When it's normal summon, you can discard a monster and you can summon a Predator Plant monster from your deck. Except itself, it's a hard monster return. And generally the target for this one is the Darling Cobra. So when it's summoned by a Predator Plant monster, you can add a Polymerization spell or card or a Fusion spell card from your deck to your hand. So that like indicates like Brilliant Fusion, Instant Fusion, Future Fusion if you want to play it Infernoid, and stuff like that. So and then they're both level 3, so you can instantly go into a rank 3 as well. They are plants, so you can actually go into Lone Fire as well to even like increase the consistency of your decks and such. So these cards are probably really impactful. I can imagine these cards being played in Zodiac for a while, because Norden has not been hit, and everyone knows that Norden is played in Zodiac, as that is basically Norden Turbo with all the fusion recovery sort of combo with fusion substitute combo. With the Lunalight Black Sheep and such. So these will probably be played in Zodiac, as it makes it Invoker as well. So yeah. Then we have the more important, probably the most meta defining cards in the set will be the True Jackos. So we get a bunch of them in this set. Only a few of them are played as well. So the most important one is Mariamune and Masterpiece, and all like the small ones. Not this one. This one's not very good. But yeah, these ones all have effects when your opponent activates card or effects. You can set this one sets a spell. No, this one's a monster. Sorry, this one's a spell, and this one's a trap. So these basically define the meta very extensively, because this is basically a towers that is a quick play. Well, it's not a Buster Dragon. It doesn't banish. It's a quick play banish a monster, like a continuous spell or trap from your graveyard, and pop a card in the field. Which is like pretty nuts. It's unaffected by most of the time traps and spells, maybe occasionally monsters as well. So yeah, this guy's pretty insane. There are a few Metal Foe variants of this deck floating around, I believe, as well, because you can like do like Metal Foe shenanigans and then tribute both your like 2 combinations to summon this guy, get 2 searches and such, and then yeah. And then Mariamune, when is a generic True King. Well, it's not a True King, it's a True Draco. When it's destroyed by a battle or card, by card effect, and is it in the graveyard? No, it's not. And you can just add a non-wind worm type, so you can add the Masterpiece. So a lot of the decks just play like these, like 9 monsters, or even like these 2 monsters in like Demise variants, which is pretty nuts. And it's literally just a 6 monster deck, and just sits on this guy for the entire game, which is crazy. So yeah, this is probably the most defining, I think, release in the set, which is pretty insane. So probably the most important card is the Dragonic Diagram. It's like the entire reason the deck works. So you can just like, it's just crazy. So it's like a Viking Island that's just strictly better, honestly. So yeah. Then you have like the quick continuous ones. One of them's like an Avarice, I believe. Yeah, this one's an Avarice, and this one's a Pseudo Rejuve. So yeah, and then this one, I actually never read this one, but I know it's not played. Yeah, this one's not very good, and this one's not very good either, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, this one was actually hyped a little bit for its release in OCG, because you could like summon stuff like the Last Warrior from another planet, a Cherry Exterior and stuff like that. But well, obviously it's very gimmicky and not played. And then, so for the other archetypes, we have Lyrical Lucina. This got renamed to something, so we did get some of the cards from this set really leaked in the OTS package, which is pretty hilarious. So I'm not sure this I don't think this deck actually does much in OCG. I think it's more of just a gimmicky meme deck. They do have like a lot of cards in this set though. Oh, I forgot to mention, yeah, the True King VFD is part of the True Jacker thing, and is really impressive as well. This is probably card's more played in like True Jacker decks though, instead of like True King, True Jacker decks, instead of just like Masterpiece Turbo. So yeah, Lyrical Lucine, like a rank 1 base deck that do all sorts of stuff. I think one of them is played in Rave Adapter a little bit. Yeah, I think this one is the Cobalt Sparrow. I saw a deck playing this one because it adds the one that searches something. I think like a Raid Raptor card, like the one that actually needs something. What is it called? Raid Raptor's one word. Like a level 1 it searches. I think it's like this one, Last Tricks. Yeah, I think this one's played. I think a little bit. I'm actually not 100% sure. But I remember seeing a list like playing it or talking about it. So yeah. So moving on, we have these cards. These like Supreme King cards. These are more like Pendulum cards. I don't think these are too relevant. This one is actually played in some like FTK decks as well, cause it does the same thing as like the Predator Plants, where it adds a Poly or a Spark Fusion card. So yeah, that's like basically all this one is really relevant for. It's a 0 scale, which is kind of relevant as well. It's pretty cool. And then we have this card. This card's actually pretty cool as well. This was used in a couple combo decks with like Dragon Ravine, because you send it with Ravine, you have no monster, you can just summon it from your graveyard for free. So yeah, this card is really cool, honestly. I don't think it'll be played. I think there could be like maybe cool rank 4 deck we get played over here or something, but I highly doubt it. Because yeah, you just have no monsters, you just bring it back from the grave for free. So yeah, that's it for these cards. Striker Traps. I forgot to mention these again. Sorry. This one's the good one. This one summons back from a grave, and when you contribute during your opponent's main phase. And then this one was played like as a one-off. It just halves everything. Can make some big problems, and when it's destroyed, you can pop a monster. So yeah, they both do these ones. So then we also get some Zephyr cards in this set, which are really good. I think Zephyr will be like a relevant deck, I think, for the upcoming events and such, because Zephyr does have some really strong power plays that not many people actually know about. It's a really good deck with like the Synchrons, like the Resonators, I mean, sorry. Not so much Zodiac anymore, but Zodiac was played in it originally because it would just be like a Zodiac Barrage and stuff. Would be like a 1-card 2 scale, plus like a tuner monster and such. And you could do some really cool plays with that. But yeah, the Resonators do make this deck really explosive. This card got renamed to Zephyrath, I think. Which is Zephyrath, yeah, this card's really cool. This card's probably like one of the most broken cards in the game by design. It does everything the deck honestly was missing. It missed like a starter, it missed like consistency, it missed like a lot of power. And this just gives it everything. Like you can like Pendulum Summon twice if you have him on board. Which is not very practical. But he's like a scout that you like place in the extra deck and he becomes at scale. So he can be either like a 1 in 7 scale and such like that. Which is really good. And then we have the cards like Zephyr Providence and the Celestial Crusade of the Zephyr. So these cards are really good. These one's like a rotor for any Zephyr card, so it's just the field spell, any monster in the deck, you can search the trap. And it's also Return of the Dragon Lords in the graveyard, so you can banish it to protect something, which is pretty crazy. So like in combination with this card, you can like pop 2 cards and then protect one of yours, or just destroys a card for free. And so there are some combos where you can like have like a set 9 pillars, which is like the Yang Zing counter trap, which you search off the Zephyraxi, the Zephranu, and you pop it with that, and then during your third turn you search this card by negating something with the 9 pillars, and you search this off to the Zephranu being destroyed by the 9 pillars, then you can pop a card by using it from your hand, because you have 2 Zephyr cards in your scales. So Zephyr becomes a really disruptive deck as well, that can actually potentially be really good. So I think Zephyr is actually a very good contender for next format as well. Then we go for like the more singular cards in this set that aren't really like, I guess, meta, like belong to an archetype. We have like a random Necros card. This card's not very good. This card would be good if it added a Necros Ritual monster, but it doesn't, so this card's pretty bad. Bababoon has already been technically released, but it's getting its official release in this set outside our special ed, so yeah, everyone knows about this card. This card's really good. We have probably the most meta-defining hand trap as well, Ghost Ash and Beautiful Spring. So this card outright stops stuff like lawn mowing, left arm offering. It doesn't stop barrage. Well, no, it's effect, never mind. So it can stop barrage. Stops like any of the Zodiac combos. Stops diagram. Stops maxi. This card is just crazy. Honestly, this card is probably be a mandatory throw in every single deck that wants to be competitive. I predict this card will be a secret rare as well. So yeah, this card is crazy. You probably want to be looking to pick this up as soon as possible. We do have like a random Zodiac card. Trap. This card sucks. We have some Zodiac support as well in this set. We have the Zodiac level 4 vanilla, like not vanilla, monster, like when it's destroyed you do something. I think it adds a I don't know what it does when it's destroyed. I actually don't know. Cataroost. Shoves into deck. Okay, so this one's just garbage in general. And then it negates a monster effect that targets it. So yeah, this card's not very good. But we do get 2 rank 4s that are really relevant. Leica and Hammer Kong. Both these cards are really good. There are some combos with Hammer Kong where you like summon it back with with the Leica and it's negated, and you can attach something with the Tigress, and then they don't have to detach end phase, and you have like a Dryden that can't be targeted. With like a Hammer Kong on board. Those not really practical. Those are more like less combo based and more like simple 1 card combos. You don't have like Rat or anything. But Leica gives the deck a lot of power again with True Jacko, because it just gives you tribute fodder, honestly. So yeah, Zodiac will probably be very good again next set. We do only just 2 rats, yes. So and then we have like we do have another archetype. So we have like this Spiral Mythic Radiance deck, basically. It's basically based around this vanilla dude that does certain stuff. I haven't read too much into it, but it hasn't done anything in OCG. I think it's more a casual based deck. All about doing battle damage, destroying monsters. So yeah, I'm not going to really comment on this because it's not really relevant. And we have BES. This deck is actually kind of cool, but again, it's not very good. It's very focused around the field spell, so it adds a random boss rush, which is like the continuous spell to this deck, I believe, that someone's won from hand or something, and you can't normal summon set. But yeah, this card, the deck's just not very consistent, I think, is the problem, and it just has a lot of problems innately. But it could be a random rogue deck, because it does make all like the big ships like Dark Destroyers that can be targeted. They can't be tried by battle or card effects, because they can't be tried by battle due to their own effects, because they have tokens of them and such. So yeah, this deck might be actually like somewhat random rogue they might have to watch out for. So yeah, we get Duelist Advent. This card is also really good for Pendulum decks, as it adds any Pendulum card or Pendulum monster. So it adds stuff like Pendulum Call, stuff like that. And then I think it's like an insane card. We have Festival of Spinning or Revolving Stage. Can't remember what it's actually called. So you set 2 field spell cards from different names directly from your deck to the field, 1 on each side. Well, either of these cards remains face on the field, either player can activate or set other field spell cards. So you can flip them up and then activate another one, obviously. But yep, so basically this card is completely insane in certain decks. Like you can play like True Jacko, what's it called? True Jacko, Cosmo. That is a deck. You can pop like Cosmo ships in your hand and combo off. Set Cosmo Town, set Diagram. You can pop the Cosmo Town that you set to the field with a Masterpiece. And you can do stuff like that, which is pretty crazy. You can also like Slip Rider, get Tin Can, get Dark Destroyer and stuff. So I think this card's completely bonkers, and there are a ton of FTKs that use this card in combination with what's it called? Brilliant Fusion. Because Brilliant Fusion is like so many. It's like there's like so many FTKs with this card. Because it lets you pop opponent. It lets you like make a Yazi and pop your opponent's card and just go off from there with like Parent Seahorse or Mare it's called now. So yeah, this card is completely bonkers. This will probably be pretty meta defining as well, I think. We'll see, this card will probably see a lot of play. We have like a random Dynamist card in this set. This card's not very good, because Dynamists aren't very good, unfortunately. We have Eternal Nightmare. This card is like pretty good as well. It's pretty crazy. So this card's like an infinite MST essentially, but it's only once per turn. Well, once per chain. So like, it's really good against Pendulum. You probably side the card against like every single Pendulum matchup, along with like Anti-Spell if you have it. Cause yeah, they set Scourge just pop it, they set another Scourge just pop it. It's crazy, honestly, this card. It is weak to Twin Twister, but that's not really a big deal, because if they have to answer, otherwise they're not gonna be able to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Any Pendulum deck. So Metal Foe probably becomes a lot less relevant, I feel like, after this card comes out. Well, Pendulum decks in general, I guess is a better way to describe it. And we did get some what's it called? Some Spiral and Subterra cards leaked in the OTS set incident. And these cards are honestly pretty crazy. So Spiral Sleeper, this card is it's actually just a full Nomi monster. You can't summon it at all except by its own effect. So banishing 3 Spiral cards, so that doesn't have to be monsters, just spell or traps as well. And it's a quick play Scrap Dragon. Yeah, a quick play Scrap Dragon that targets 2 cards instead of 1. So you can destroy itself and 2 other cards your opponent controls. Yeah, and then when it's destroyed by battle card effect and sent to the graveyard, you have to destroy as many cards as you control as possible, and so if you do, summon a single Spiral Super Engine from your deck, hand, or graveyard. So, unfortunately, its destruction effect is mandatory, but it is still a really good card. Probably players make a 1 or 2 of, as it is recyclable with a field spell, and the field spell can search it. So this card is really good in my opinion. Probably see some play. Maybe some Lawn Mowing Spiral decks will come out so you can summon this guy easier, but we'll see. And then the Subterra card, this card is actually really good as well. So this card is an in-hand Quasar that negates anything or effect, so it can negate stuff like Barrage as well. And you can hit it from the field as well. And you flip the monster face down, like a Subterra monster you control face down, which gets your engine started again, so you can summon more from your hand. And then when it's on the field, you can target a face-up monster you control, change it face down, and you push summon a Subterra from your hand or graveyard in face-up or face-down defense mode, which is like insane. This card honestly does so much for the deck. Depends on the spells and traps. Like I think we get one more spell and like 2 more monsters, but the spell is more important. This card just becomes fucking crazy, dude. This monster. I think Subterra may be actually like a viable road deck with this card, but we'll see. This card just does a lot. And then for the structure deck cards, we have the Dinosaur cards and the Ancient Gear cards. I will 100% say the Dinosaur cards will see play. The Ancient Gear cards probably not so much outside of a casual environment. The Dinosaur cards are really good. So this is basically like a real deck. When Maximum Crisis comes out with the True Jacker, as you can like, they're all Earths. I think most of them are. No, never mind. Actually, I'm completely wrong on that. This guy is, and there's another one, the Baby Ceratops, I think. Baby Cerosaurus. So yeah, these are both Earths, and then you play the Earth True King with Diagram. So you can like destroy. These aren't both once per turn, so you can pop both of these, and you can summon like this guy from deck, and you can kind of just make really insane boards with like VFD and all that sort of stuff. With making Doglong because it's a worm. Because they make like you play they deck the Jirac Tuna because of the drag and dinosaur. So yeah, Dinosaur I think is a very viable deck as well post Maximum Crisis, because the boss monster is insane. By banishing 2 monsters from the graveyard, by summoning yourself from the hand. You can destroy a monster you control in your hand or on your field, and you flip everything your opponent controls face down, and then you can attack. You can just send it to the graveyard and they take 1,000. You can redeclare attack because it's started damage step, and so this card is just crazy, honestly. So then you have the Oviraptor. This card's like a tutor. This one adds any dinosaur from your deck to hand. So this card's pretty insane. You can add that to Miscellaneous Saur, I think it's called. That just discards itself and then floats like one of these out from deck. And then yeah, so these cards aren't really relevant outside of pure dinosaurs. I'm not going to go over them. And then the Ancient Gear card is just strictly casual. I wouldn't really talk about them too much, honestly. Sorry. For like I guess the meta and how it would come out, I believe True Draco would just strictly be the best deck with like Demise variants and stuff like that. Just pure Masterpiece Turbo with unaffected by monsters and spells, or monsters and traps. I think Paleo will somewhat drop out of the meta due to the fact that they can't really deal with a Masterpiece outside of like Toad with a Cat Shark is the only way I think you could deal with it. But even then, the Masterpiece just pops it, and then they can't negate it. They can attempt to negate it by sending something, but it won't be because it's unaffected. So I think Paleo will have an extremely hard time dealing with a Masterpiece that is unaffected by traps. It will force them to play like main deck out like Dark Hole and that sort of stuff. I just think Paleo get a lot worse with the next set, due to Zodiac being a lot better. Well, I guess I have a good Zodiac matchup, but it's just a True Draco matchup that's really hard for them to play around. And Miscellaneous Saurus as well, I think, also makes it really hard as well. Because it makes it more all your dinosaurs unaffected by their opponent's activated effects. So yeah, they all your monster dinosaurs become unaffected by all the Paleo sort of stuff. So that becomes really hard for Paleo to beat as well. So for deck wise, I think True Draco decks be on top. Then Zodiac, and then like your like Dinosaur and True Draco, then Paleozoic, Lawn Mowing decks. But they all get really hurt by So I don't think Lawn Mowing decks will be a thing anymore as well. Well, they will be, but they'll be very weak because Ghost Ashes could just destroy the deck, unfortunately. So yeah, so that's basically my overview on the current format. One of the upcoming Maximum Crisis format, with the structure deck cards that are coming out. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. if you are looking for Maximum Crisis cards, we do have a sponsor now, which is BADABINGTCG Singles. I'll drop a link down below in the description to their store, where you can pre-order some boxes and such, and also structure deck cards, I believe they'll have. And yeah, so this is basically like Australia as well, Australia only, because are Australian based. So unless you want to pay expensive shipping to the US, it's probably cheaper to get for you locally. So yeah, thanks for watching, and remember to stay tuned for more future Team Doglong content.